Hey guys, this is GamesMonkey, your one-stop shop for all your news, hints, tips, cheats and reviews for the current and upcoming games. Right, this is going to be my second part to my Two Worlds 2 review. Today I'm going to be showing you the single player. Now, I feel that this is what the game's about. I mean, I still relate back to the fact that I still feel that this game is very much single player, and then the multiplayer was just added on as a quick whim. Um, this is this is really cool. I like single player. I never used to like it because I was so hooked on multiplayer because I was playing it for so long. And then when I managed to actually get onto it properly, it it really started to shine for me. I started again because I rushed my character, and the character really sucked because I was too impatient. I wanted to complete the game, and then because you can play after you've done the storyline, I wanted to do all the stuff afterwards, but it doesn't work like that, especially if you hit the last boss. But I'm not saying anything else about that. So I've started on hard mode with a mage, which I don't know, that it sounded like the hardest combination for me, and it would slow me down, so I chose to play as it. Right, this is one of the first villages you start in. The attention to detail, graphically, shadowing, everything is absolutely spot on. The game feels more well-rounded than the multiplayer did, solely because you've got people talking to you, you've got random events. When you actually do critical moves, it actually looks like a critical. It kind of pans into a cinematic view. It's pretty impressive. As you can tell, I am a mage. I specialise in air and water at the moment. I feel that fire and earth is used too many times. And the one reason I have to point out now I don't play as a mage on multiplayer anymore is because they've got to sort out the stats for the mage, because the mage is well overpowered. I mean, there's not much point even fighting against a mage in the arena mode or anything, because you just get your ass handed to you because they're way overpowered. It does feel that the mage is very favoured in multiplayer, but it's the reverse on single player. The fighter is very well favoured because the mage costs so much to upkeep. It's crazy. Like, all this stuff you see on my character probably cost me about 6,000-7,000 gold coin, and 6,000-7,000 gold coin at the start of the game is like you may as well have £1,000,000. It's quite hard to gain money on this game. If you can run around and collect stuff and sell stuff, but if you're solely out for the purpose of collecting money, that's the only way you're going to be doing it. Missions give you 2,000 or 3,000 a time. Maybe if you're lucky and you open the chest. I mean, I managed to catch 10k in a chest before, but that was my fighter. I've not seen anything like that in a mage. So yeah, this feels a lot well-rounded. I mean, realistically, if you're a mage, you'd be more outnumbered than a warrior, because, magic burns, but a big pointy stick kills you. It's common sense at the end of the day. Right, let me show you about the magic system, the demons system. It was it was kind of its saving grace for the game. When I first saw this come out, I was like, okay, it's another Two Worlds, and then I saw the mage system, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm really impressed. Right, so we're going to our menu. This is your menu setup. This is like all your stats. You've got mage, archery, sword craftsmanship over here. Sorry, that was warrior tactics, assassination tactics, and your own personal stats. These are what affect stuff. That affects your health, that affects your strength, that affects your accuracy for your mage and your archer, but do not put any on mage because it's really not worth it. And this is your total mana count. The way you add spells is by using the demon system, which is this beast. Right, these are amulets, or I just call them folders because they're not folders, to be honest. They're not even like an amulet. And this is where you create your stuff. So let me just show you. If I click on this one, it comes up with the demon system. Now you have a selection of cards. These are your modifiers. That is your element, and that is your carrier. You need one element and at least one carrier to make a successful spell. The modifier shows what you want to make it do, so to speak. So I've got a spell that does air damage, which is lightning. It's a missile, and it's a homing missile. The reason it does damage is because of this little skull card over here. This is the damage modifier. You can only add one. It just proves the spell that you're going to do damage. If you take it off, it does other effects. If you put a time delay on it, it does other effects. I mean, the mage, it's really well balanced. The demon system, because you can really be bored of it if you don't know what you're doing. You know, you can really be like, oh fuck all this again, I don't know what I'm doing. But once you get into it, like the possibilities are endless. I really got to emphasize that it's absolutely endless. I mean, I've only got a selection of spells here, like, and I've managed to do what 5 or 6 combinations with just this set of spells here, like just these cards. Now, later on in the game, you'll be able to collect hundreds and thousands of cards. The way you stack up damage, this is a big thing, because you know you're thinking, oh, I've only made one spell at the start, is it going to be any more powerful? You stack these cards, these element cards, you stack them. So I've got 2 on at the moment, so it's double the effect. Also, as a fighter, you have to upgrade your weapon. As a mage, you do the same. This is my staff here. This also counts for your magic damage. I'm doing 54 at the moment, 54 electric damage, and that also adds on to your spell. So if I was just you press down on the D-pad to select the current thing. I choose this. It's just a lightning spell. You hear him do some mumbo jumbo crap, and you fire the spell off. It's pretty cool with the homing because it does follow him. I don't know if any of you guys remember Neverwinter Nights with the homing arrow. It kind of feels very much like that. It would go around a corner more or less. If your accuracy is high enough, it can actually do a right angle. I've seen it done before on multiplayer. Right. The interface with non-player characters. Pretty interesting, to be honest. I'm impressed. Like, the last one was really shit. Like, the last one was, ugh. It was disgusting. It's like the mouth wouldn't even talk. They would just stand there going, and they'd be ye old English. It'd be like, ye cannot pass ye because ye likes ye, and ye cannot go through this gate because one is not worthy and all this lot. I mean, yeah, if you're English and you've done some form of Shakespeare, then yeah, you understand that. I mean, you know, over here it's normal in GCSE, but if you haven't, you're standing there going, what the fuck is this guy chatting about? In one of the bars, they take the mickey out of it, which is quite cool. It just goes to show that developers have got a sense of humour against their own crap last game. Well, it wasn't crap, it was just rubbish on 360. This is one of the little scenes, little cut scenes that comes in. I like the way they're using their own game graphics. I have no problem with it. I don't like games that always zoom into stupid 3D super visuals all the time. Right, basically I had to do a few missions down here to get him through the gate. He's not going to let me in at the moment. You've got all these. It's a bit very much. It's very much like Dragon Age, very much like Knights of the Old Republic. The kind of talking system. You know, you've got like the three options you can choose, and you know, good or bad or whatnot, and that affects current missions. Like example, there's X mission, one mission that you have to do, and you can rather do it good or bad. And if you do it bad, you've got people. If you do it good, sorry, you've got bad people following you throughout a few of the levels. Now, this guy, this is what's cool as well. The game really mindfucks you. It really does. This guy's offering me a pass. Now, I can take this man's offer, but I'm not going to. This is just a little spoiler alert, tiny little one. This guy fobs me off. This guy will steal my money and walk off. There's a few of them. And I like the way they emphasise how, like, because this village been in drought, so you know everyone's desperate for cash, everyone's trying to get away through the gate to get out of it, so you know it kind of sucks you into the atmosphere that they're trying to create. Right, I'll show you some of the areas. Right, I might get my ass kicked. I'm just going to see if I can fight Ivan. Hard mode, I would advise. I don't care if you're shit at RPGs, I don't care if you're good at RPGs, I would advise playing this on hard mode. It lengthens the game out so much, it is goddamn unbelievable. I have played roughly about 4 hours in an area that should take me about an hour and a half to do. It really lengthens the game out. I'm talking about that. I probably will not complete hard mode on story for about another month and a bit now, because I have to level up that much. I tried to fight the last boss on medium at level 30, kicked my ass, so I thought I'll start again on hard. And it kind of forces you to kind of back down a bit and go, whoa, hang on a second, you know, you're not ready for it yet. Which I think is absolutely fine. You know, I have absolutely no problem with that. Right, now I've got to run back. This is what you do at the very start of being a mage, because you get your ass handed to you, everything. I've got my ass handed to me by a pig, an ostrich, and for some reason on this game, giant ants are stronger than a rhinoceros. Don't ask me why. They just are. But did you see what I mean when I showed you the homing missile then? That was the spell I made. It follows them. I mean, it's not a hard spell, to be honest. It's made for you at the start, but it's it's still very effective, especially if you perch up on one of these rocks. As long as there isn't any archers around, you're kind of safe. But I know there's an archer there, like there, and I'm gonna die in a minute. Fuck. Right. Cool thing about this RPG as well, which I prefer out of any sort of little add-on extra thing they've done, is the health bar goes up when you sheath your weapon, which I think's a real good move, because if you didn't have it, you would be suffering. You'd be going through thousands and thousands and thousands of health potions. Right, let me talk about the scenery. The scenery is pretty impressive, to be honest. I was well chuffed with the visuals on this. I really when I first started this as a single player, I was like, wow, they've actually spent time doing this. You can tell they've spent a long time doing this. I mean, there's definitely 3 years worth of work on a single player, but for multiplayer, it feels like they were very rushed. It feels like they didn't have enough time. It just felt. I mean, I know why. It's because of the stupid South Peak bollocks and them rushing it, but. I think there's got to come to a time where they've got to go, okay, we won't use you as a publisher because, we want to make multiplayer kick-ass. And I'm not saying it isn't good. It's good, but it's just nowhere near as good as single player. I mean, if you're a very social person and you'll never touch single player, don't buy this game. Because, at the moment anyway, because multiplayer doesn't come up to scratch for you just to buy this solely for multiplayer. Maybe when they do bring out a free roam map, because I really doubt they won't, they definitely will. It's just a matter of time, to be honest, and when they do, I will be doing a review on that, because I kind of want an RDR feel to the multiplayer like this is, kind of like sandboxy, because it's just missing it. It feels empty, and this kind of makes up for it. And if you're not bothered about not talking to people, and you're alone like me, and you can get away with texting people all the time on the PlayStation Network message box thing, or whatever 360 or PC has, it's fine. This game really ticks all the boxes, and in a way, I think single player is an Oblivion killer. I think this really does push Oblivion away, and I think it's good that Skyrim's coming out the 11th of the 11th, because I think this is going to take me about that long to complete on hard mode. But yeah, with it's stunning visuals, brilliant gameplay, a storyline that immerses you. You have full control of everything. You can complete this game in 30 hours, 20 or 20 hours. I got to the last boss in 22 hours. Or you can drag it out. It's like Morrowind. You can drag it out. You can do every mission and take you like 1,000 hours. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do in this game, you can. And that's why I'm giving this game a single player mode a solid 9.5 out of 10.